Mr. Speaker, I want to thank the gentleman from California for yielding me this time, and the chairman of the Resources Committee, the gentleman from Utah, Mr. Bishop, for moving this legislation through the Resources Committee and to the floor. And I rise today to urge passage of H.R. 2288. This bill simply removes 20-year-old deed use restrictions on 1 acre of land. For over 25 years, a little over 3 acres of land and its associated buildings, previously wholly held by the federal government, have been maintained by Rockingham County and the Plains Area Daycare Center in my congressional district, the 6th District of Virginia. In 1989, the federal government deeded these 3 acres of land to Rockingham County. But even prior to this official declaration, Rockingham County had already been faithfully maintaining the property, which the federal government no longer utilized. The property had previously been used as a garage and maintenance facility for the National Forest Service. When the government transferred this land to Rockingham County in 1989, the condition was that this property was to be used for public purposes. The county decided that the nonprofit Plains Area Daycare Center in Broadway, Virginia, which provides child care on a sliding scale to many families who otherwise could not afford child care, would benefit from use of the old garage. Therefore, Congress enacted Public Law 101-479, which allowed the deed to be changed from public use to the particular use in the child care center. Donations by the community totaling $75,000 turned the garage building into a nursery, daycare, and after-school care facility. Additionally, the creation of the daycare center provided for the creation of a playground that the center supports and is open for public use. To be clear, the center and the playground are the sole reasons that this previously abandoned government land is being used by the community. I have visited the Plains Area Daycare Center on many occasions and seen the immeasurable investments this center is making in the community by providing high-quality child care. Since opening in 1991, the center has always been at capacity and is the only facility of their kind in the community. However, after 2 decades of consistent use, the facility is in desperate need of repairs. Unfortunately, because of the narrow way Public Law 101-479 was drafted and because of the terms of the deed, the daycare center has been unable to get a loan to complete the much-needed renovations. To solve this issue, legislation would remove the deed's use restrictions from the 1 acre of property on which the building resides. While I would like to have seen the entire 3 acres released, this legislation is the result of a compromise that has been endorsed by the National Park Service and Rockingham County. By passing this legislation and allowing Rockingham County, and in return the Plains Area Daycare Center, more authority over the land, it will ensure that more children and more of the community will be served by this land. This bill is the result of hard work over the past 2 Congresses. The House passed related legislation in the 113th Congress. However, the Senate did not act. This Congress, my staff and I have worked closely with Rockingham County and the Natural Resources Committee to see H.R. 2288 brought before the House. I am hopeful that the Senate will take action this time. Mr. Speaker, while my legislation today is simply a formality, it is of great importance to those being served by this daycare center in the community. For 25 years, the land has been deeded to Rockingham County, but with overbearing restrictions. Since it is clear the federal government no longer has a vested interest in the land, it is time to lift those restrictions to allow the Plains Area Daycare Center to reach its full potential. I'd ask the gentleman to yield an additional minute.
1 minute. Gentleman is recognized for an additional minute.
20 years ago, Congress made its intention clear that a daycare facility was to have use of the property, and I am pleased to lead the charge in fixing the law. I urge passage of H.R. 2288 to simply remove the deed restrictions on 1 acre of land so that the necessary upgrades may be made to the child care center and this community investment can continue to thrive. Thank you, and I yield back.
Gentleman.